Hello, I am Melissa, and today we are going to be working on stretching through our hamstrings and our quads. I get a lot of clients that come in who have low back problems, and one of the things to help combat those low back problems is stretching out through those hamstrings and your quads and keeping your legs flexible. So come to your mat and sit in a seated position. I also do have a exercise ball as well. It's just a small little diameter ball that we'll be using. You don't need to use it, but you can if you want. So come to your mat and find a seated position, placing your hands gently on your knees, either palms facing down or palms facing up. Taking into a deep breath, rolling those shoulders back, finding those sits bones sitting up nice and straight. And either gazing straight ahead, down slightly, or with your eyes closed. And begin to take a nice big inhale in through your nose, pushing out that belly. And then when you exhale, bringing that belly in and exhaling out through your mouth. 3 more times. On your next inhale and exhale, moving your hands behind you gently with your fingertips up or palms down and switching those feet so that the opposite side is now crisscrossed over. Coming once again to sit, sitting up nice and tall. Again, rolling those shoulder blades back and palms either on your knees, face down or face up. Breathing in for 3 breaths as you inhale and pushing that belly out. And as you exhale, bringing that belly in. For 2. And 3. From there, we're going to again bring those hands back. This time we're going to extend our legs out nice and straight. Flexing those feet, I'm going to move back slightly onto my mat, but coming up in what they call within yoga a staff position, or just sitting up nice and straight, flexing through those feet, really bending through those toes, taking a nice big inhale, pulling those toes and those feet all the way back as far as they can, really tightening up all those leg muscles, and then on that exhale, rolling through, pointing through to those toes. Again, inhale, flexing back, and then pointing through. Inhale, flex, exhale, point. Keeping those legs nice and straight, really pointing through those toes, lifting up nice and tall, and then feeling them relax, shaking them out a little bit, rotating them. This time, allow for a natural opening or rotation through those hips and just rotating out. My rotation's a little bit further than others, and that's okay. Your feet don't have to rotate all that far out. Just nice and straight, flex back through, and then roll through those toes again. Flex back, roll through, flex back, and roll through. Bringing those legs again, coming back to center, bringing it back up to that staff. Bring those arms up nice and tall overhead. Inhale with a flat back, folding forward as far as you can go, keeping a nice long straight flat back, dropping those shoulders. Inhale, exhale, reach down towards those toes if you can. If not, down by your side is good, but make sure that you're keeping a nice flat back. Inhale, exhale, and reach a little bit further, flexing through those feet. A little bit further still, walking your hands down. And then to advance it, pulling yourself flat down, breathing and holding as you breathe. And with each exhale, just try to lengthen through those legs. Keeping a soft bend in the knees if need be. One more inhale and exhale. On this next inhale and exhale, reach those arms up and out, lifting up through and releasing your arms down to your side, separating your legs slightly, shaking them out. wiggling them from side to side. I'm going to move my ball slightly out of the way, right there, so you can see a little bit better. So this time around, we're going to flex in through those feet, taking a nice big inhale, arms up overhead as we exhale, pointing through those toes, again with that flat back going straight. Inhale, exhale, going further. Again, bringing your arms down by the side if you need to, but keeping that back nice and straight, belly's lifted. Inhale, exhale, reaching down through those feet. Inhale, exhale, trying to pull yourself forward. If you don't get all the way down, that is okay. It's just a matter of breathing, allowing those muscles to lengthen, walking through those legs slightly if you need to. If you're feeling any shaking in your muscles, back off. And on your next inhale and exhale, you're going to reach up through those arms, using those abdominal muscles and extending out. This time around, we're going to go back to that natural rotation. So again, bringing those feet up nice and straight and just allowing them to fall out to the side. Flexing through those feet, inhale up, exhale, folding forward, reaching down towards those feet again or down to the side. And with each inhale and exhale, just trying to get a little bit closer, further into those legs. Reaching through, stretching, breathing as you allow those muscles to release. One more time, inhale and exhale. Keeping that flat back, and then reaching up and out and coming up. This time we're going to do it again, but with pointed toes, still in that turnout. So point those toes as you inhale, and exhale, point those toes, coming down and around. Breathing through. Inhale, exhale, feeling those muscles relax through those legs. They might be tightening up a little bit. They might be tensing. Again, coming in for modification and coming up. Feeling that stretch through those legs. And then inhale, exhale, releasing, bringing those arms up, down to the side again. And then loosening up those legs, shaking them out a little bit. Maybe bouncing them, getting some of that blood flow back through. This next, we're going to bend in either your right leg or your left leg, keeping the opposite leg nice and straight. So breathing up, bringing one arm up overhead, really lengthening up through that side. Inhale, exhale, reaching forward to that foot. Breathing and pulling yourself again with that flat back. Breathing forward, releasing. With each inhale and exhale, trying to get closer to that knee. Again, if you don't get close to that knee, that is okay. Go to your ability. Breathing in, exhaling out. And on your next inhale and exhale, you're going to reach up through that arm, come out, bringing it over to the side. One more time through this time again, pointing that toe, so bringing that arm up, really extending up through. Inhale, exhale, and folding forward. And breathing and releasing, really lengthening through that leg. Breathing as you inhale and exhale. Lengthening through. And on your next inhale and exhale, lengthening and coming up and extending out. This time around, bringing that straight leg out, bringing it to your feet, your opposite foot, holding onto your ankles, crisscrossing your arms so that you do hold onto your ankles. Bring those knees up towards you, and as you exhale, allow them to open up to their degree. Holding on to those ankles so you don't put any strain on those feet or those ankles with you lift up. Because if you hold onto your toes, you start to lift up through those toes, putting strain on those ankles. So just holding on to those ankles with opposite arms, sitting up nice and straight. And then releasing, taking that opposite leg that was bent, now straightening it, keeping the one that was straight bent, and then bringing that arm up and repeating through as you inhale and exhale with that flexed foot, folding forward, coming in nice and straight. And as you inhale and exhale, folding forward, deeper in, keeping as much of a flat back as possible. Inhale and exhale further, releasing. And then inhale and exhale, reach up and out, and coming up. Going again with the pointed toe. So inhale, flex, arm lengthen, and extend straight out. Breathing into the space, really lengthening that leg through. Inhale and exhale and releasing. One more inhale and exhale and releasing. And on your next inhale and exhale, you're going to reach through that arm, lifting up, coming back, bringing that straight leg bent in, coming in, matching those pads of the feet together, crisscrossing those arms. You can opposite crisscross if you'd like, lifting up those knees, and then exhaling, pushing down through and sitting up nice and straight. And then releasing, bringing both legs together. This time we're going to go and work on stretching in through those quads. We worked in through stretching on those hamstrings and up through our arms. So swing around and you're going to come onto your knees. If you have any problems with your knees, you may want to put in another blanket or an extra pad. But coming in, it's hard for you to sit back on your heels, just to get some cushion there for those knees if you need to. And then coming up onto all fours, planting down and onto all fours, making sure that your knees are hip distance width apart, your arms are within shoulder length, drawing your head straight, coming into what we call as tabletop, lifting up through those abdominals and keeping that back nice and straight. And then as you inhale, dropping that belly, putting a nice arch in that back. And then exhale, rounding through. We're just going to stretch out that lower back a little bit. Inhale, dropping. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, dropping. Exhale, rounding. Now keeping one leg bent and one arm supported, you're going to bring a leg forward, coming through, planting that foot, coming up to stretch into that leg, placing your hand on the supported bent leg. From here, you're going to sit up nice and straight, really lifting up out of those hips and stretching down through that opposite quad. From here, you're going to come back down, placing that foot straight out and gently using your hands to come back and stretch through that hamstring again. Flexing through that foot, coming back up, releasing and coming back to all fours. This time we're going to crisscross those feet towards the back, opening those legs a little bit wider, pushing yourself back into child's pose, coming down and breathing. On your next inhale, you're going to roll back up through that back. And we're going to repeat back into coming into that tabletop. Please forgive me, I am going to go off camera where you won't really be able to see my head as we stretch it through that quad. So again, opposite hand and knee from what was originally straightened and bent, bringing that opposite leg up, squaring it off, coming up, supporting yourself, lifting up out through those hips and really starting to stretch through that quad. Inhale and exhale, and then coming back down with all fours, straightening out that leg in front, flexing through, putting a little bit of bend and pressure back through your hips to stretch through that hamstring again. Inhale and exhale, bringing that foot back, crisscrossing those feet, and again pushing back into child's pose. And then rolling back up. Now a nice, really good quad stretch too is to come in with those knees, sitting back into those heels. If your quads are really tight or you have some knee concerns, you can also put a bolster underneath your legs here and sit up a little bit more, coming in through to sit up on your heels. Stretching up, feeling a nice even stretch for a little bit through those quads. And then coming in, this is a little bit more advanced. You're going to open up through your knees, keeping your legs wide, and then you're going to sit back down if you can. If you cannot, please do not go into this position. And then bringing your hands behind you, beginning to reach back. Again, this is a little bit more advanced to really be able to stretch through those quads. And then coming back up to center. Coming back once again to all fours. This time around, being in and onto all fours, you're going to come up onto those knees, taking either the right or the left foot behind you, reaching up behind and pulling close towards you, drawing that shoulder back and bending up. You can also use a strap if you need to. Again, this is more advanced. And then releasing, and then going to the opposite side and lifting up and through. And then releasing, coming back down onto your mat. We're going to come in onto a slight plank, bringing those hands wide, knees are bent. You're going to inhale, exhale, and lower all the way down. Once on your belly, keeping your hands and your arms close in by your side, looking straight ahead or looking straight down. With one leg, you're going to bend it up towards you, and you're going to reach around behind and hold on to that foot. You can also use a strap or very simply just start to bend your foot in, flexing it, pointing it, flexing, and trying to pull it in closer. This does do a nice stretch for the quad. If you're able to reach behind and grab your foot down by your ankle, lifting up through, holding in, you should feel a nice stretch through the quad. To lengthen that stretch, deepen that stretch, bend that elbow and pull that heel closer into your glute. For more advanced, you can begin to raise that arm and that chest, lifting up through that hip flexor, through that hip, lifting up and pulling in closer. Inhale, exhaling and releasing, releasing and letting everything go. Going to the opposite side, bending that foot in, flexing, pointing, flexing, pointing. Again, reaching around behind you, holding onto that ankle, and inhale, exhale, and bend that elbow to bring your heel closer to your glute. Inhale and exhale. Again, to get a little bit more of a deeper stretch, you begin to arch it up, pulling in, bending again with that elbow to bring closer in, and then slowly releasing. From here, you're going to bring your hands up, close in by your chest. Take a nice big inhale, and on your exhale, push up, lifting up into upward facing dog. From there, bending your knees or tucking your toes if you want, and then going into a downward facing dog, stretching through those feet very gently. Bringing those feet closer in, taking a nice big inhale, and exhale, pushing through. Dropping that head and releasing any tension. From here, taking a nice big inhale, bending those knees, coming back down on to your heels. Onto your knees, crisscrossing those heels, coming back in, rolling up over those feet, scooting yourself back up towards the center of your mat, coming back into that seated position from which we first started, breathing into this space. And allowing that lower part of your body to just relax. Coming back into this position. Uncrisscrossing your legs, flexing through that foot, coming off to the side, opposite. We're going to bend that one leg. Come back. You're going to sit back onto your hands. Stretching through that quad, flexing in through that foot. Coming back up to center, bringing that bent leg straight. bending the opposite, flexing through, coming back. Bringing both legs back, coming back up again, where you bring your feet together, crisscrossing over those ankles, allowing those legs to open up and relax through. Straightening those legs one last time, giving them a nice little shaky shake. We're going to come in once again to those crisscross legs, sitting up into that nice position from which we first started. Taking 3 breaths to relax, coming back to center and focusing. If your eyes are closed, blink them open, finding a focal point, coming back to this present moment, space and time. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this helps you to get a little bit more flexibility especially within those hamstrings and a little bit within those quads. Until next time.